Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Rory and today I want to talk to you about this, the Hollyland Lark M1 wireless microphone system. Full disclosure, I wanted to let you know before we get into this video that it's not a sponsored video, but Hollyland did reach out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in testing this out for them. And of course I said yes. They've sent me this unit for me to test and give my honest feedback, but it is just that, it's honest feedback, it's an unbiased review. Just like everything else I've tested on this channel, they're not going to tell me what to say. The first time they're going to see it is the same time as you guys see it. So I just wanted to get that out of the way at the start to let you know that yes, this product has been given to me by Hollyland, but the information and the thoughts and stuff that I have on it are definitely my own. So I'm going to come at this from a professional point of view because I am a professional filmmaker and I kind of want to give my thoughts on to how well it's actually going to fit into my workflow or maybe your workflow if you're doing similar sort of work. So yeah, let's just jump straight in. Right off the bat, I'll let you know that this entire review is actually filmed using the Hollyland M1 as the primary audio source. It's clipped onto my shirt just down here. So all of the audio you're hearing at the moment is straight from that. It's going into the camera and yeah, I'm going to leave it relatively untreated. I'll probably volume adjust it just to make sure that it's a standard volume all throughout the whole video. But yeah, basically I just wanted to make sure that there's actually a lot of audio in this video from the Hollyland M1 system so that you can listen to it and make up your own mind as to whether you like it or not. Because as much as I can say whether I do or don't like something, if you don't like the sound of it, then it's definitely not going to be the microphone for you. It is a wireless system and I use wireless microphones pretty much every day in my professional workflow, whether it is at weddings plugged into the groom or the celebrant, or real estate corporate work to put them on people who are talking. So I'm very used to wireless microphone systems. I've had a lot of different ones. I've used ones that are UHF, 2.4 gigahertz. I've used like Sennheiser, Rode, Instamic. I've used a bunch of different ones, so I feel like I am relatively qualified to give my feedback on this. So yeah, I guess what is the Lark M1? The Lark M1, it's a wireless microphone system. It's got 2 transmitters and 1 receiver, which can be plugged into your camera, your smartphone, or any other recording device that you might have. When you open up the box, you're greeted with this great little carry case. It's a nice little grey case and it's got the Hollyland branding on it. Inside that, you're going to find another case. This is the charging case and it has the transmitters and the receiver inside. It's able to totally recharge the transmitters and the receivers up to 2 times each, which is great. You also get some little wind covers for the transmitters and some cables. You get both a TRS cable, which is for plugging which is for plugging the receiver straight into your camera. And you also get a TRS to TRRS cable, which is for plugging the receiver into a smartphone, which is actually great because something like the Rode Wireless Go 2s, they don't come with that cable. So if you wanted to plug those into your smartphone, you would need to buy that as a separate accessory. I don't know whether it comes with it, but Hollyland also sent me a TRS to Lightning cable so that I could plug it into an iPhone if I wanted to. But yeah, like I said, I'm not sure whether that comes with it as standard or whether that's just a little extra that Hollyland threw in for me, but it was a nice touch. So yeah, let's have a look at the charging case. It's pretty straightforward. You've got a bunch of lights on the front that let you know how much charge is left in the case, as well as a USB-C port on the bottom for charging the actual unit. Inside the case, you get 2 transmitters on either side, and you get the receiver in the middle. Now these transmitters and receivers are small, and I mean like they're tiny. The receiver is about 30% smaller than the receiver for the Rode Wireless Go 2, and the transmitters are a little bit under half the size of the Rode Wireless Go 2 transmitters, which is actually it's amazing because the Rode Wireless Go 2 transmitters are small, but these ones are tiny. You can see with it clipped onto my shirt here, it leaves a very small footprint. And if you could even get it completely out of the shot if you wanted to. The receiver has 2 lights on the front. Those lights will blink if there's no transmitter connected to it, and they become a solid light when the mics have connected. They come already paired from the factory, and taking them out of the charging case automatically turns them on and pairs them. On one side of the receiver, you've got a power button, as well as a 3.5mm audio out to plug it into your camera, recording device, or smartphone. On the other side, there's a USB-C port for charging outside of the charging case, as well as two buttons. Now, these two buttons serve a couple of purposes. First of all, you can change the volume between low, medium, and high. By default, it's set to medium, and I've found in my testing that there's not a huge amount of difference between each setting in terms of quality. Medium's perfectly adequate for my needs, but if you're running it into a camera with particularly hot or cold preamps, you might want to adjust that to be either low or high. The other thing that you can change on the receiver is switching between mono and stereo. Now, by default, the unit is set to stereo, which shows as blue lights, but if you press and hold the M button, it will change to mono. The differences here is that stereo will split each microphone into the left and the right channel, which means that in post-production you can control each of them individually, whereas if you have it set to mono, it will record them both onto both the left and the right channel, so you won't be able to make any adjustments to each individual channel in post-production if that's what you wanted to do. Now, I always leave any wireless microphone, I prefer to have it split into the left and the right channel. It just gives me greater flexibility in post. If I need to do any additional noise reduction or change volume, if somebody coughs or sneezes or sniffles or something like that while the other person is talking. On the transmitters, you also have a little power button. They also have a USB-C port, and there's one other button, and this button will turn on what Hollyland call Hear Clear, which is a noise cancellation option. When it's on, the light is green, and when it's off, the light is blue. On top of the transmitter, they have an omnidirectional microphone. On paper, it looks like the frequency response of this microphone is perfectly adequate. It goes from like 20 hertz up to 20 kilohertz, which is well within the human voice range. There's no ability though to plug in an external lav mic into this transmitter, so the only option you have is the microphone that's built into the unit. So if you needed to have an external lav mic, then this is obviously not the unit for you. These use the 2.4 gigahertz transmission range, and the transmission is rated for 200 meters line of sight. My testing that I've done shows that the transmission range is pretty similar to the Rode Wireless Go 2s. You can get a fair distance away, but once you get around about like that 30 to 40 meter range away from the camera, anything that breaks that line of sight is going to break up and interfere with the signal. Even if you just were like to turn around and your body becomes in the way. This is pretty standard with 2.4 gigahertz systems. They are pretty strong up close, but once you get a bit further away, it doesn't take much to break the signal up. So yeah, let's talk about pricing. Currently, it's priced at $149 US on Amazon, which makes it actually a very interesting option when you consider the alternatives that are out there. So a couple of the alternatives that are similar in terms of a two transmitters, one receiver type thing are the Rode Wireless Go 2s, which I use regularly. I use them at weddings, as well as the DJI mics. I haven't used those, but they would be kind of on the same, I guess, like competition sort of thing. So both of these wireless mic systems, both the Rode and the DJI one, they're about double the price of what the Lark microphones are. I think the Rode is about $300 US and the DJI is about $350 US for a set. Now they obviously have different functionality. You can plug a lav mic into those ones into their transmitters, and they also record internally into the transmitters as well, both of which the Lark doesn't have the option of doing. But if you need to have internal recording or you need to have a lav mic, then you probably already know this and you're not going to be buying this anyway, so you shouldn't really consider it. But so yeah, next let's talk about the audio quality. Now, I don't have the DJI mic here. I do have the Rode Wireless Go's, and I've also got a little mic called the Instamic Pro Plus, which is one of my favorite little recording units, a small one. It's about the same size as these Lark ones that I clip onto people if I want to record somebody at a wedding or something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play back-to-back a few different recordings. I'm going to play the Hollyland as it is. I'm going to play the Hollyland with the noise cancellation turned on. I'm going to play the Rode Wireless Go 2 without a lav mic plugged in because that's the only really fair comparison. And I'm also going to play the Instamic Pro Plus, which also doesn't take a lav mic. So yeah, I'm going to play that one as well. But that one is a 32-bit recorder, and it is much higher quality than any of these ones that I'm testing. But I just wanted to throw that in there as a completely unfair comparison, just to see how close this can get to matching that. All of these recordings are straight out of camera, or in the Instamic case, straight out of the Instamic. The only thing that I am doing to each of them is that I am adjusting the volume so that they all peak around that negative 6 dB mark, so they're all kind of a similar sort of volume, so you can hear the noise floor, any background noise, things like that. All right, this is a test of the Lark M1. It's plugged in. There's no noise reduction turned on. It is just clipped onto my shirt at the moment. And I'm just talking at a normal volume that I would talk to any other person in the house. All right, this is an audio test of the Lark M1 with the noise reduction turned on. It is a little bit windy outside. And once again, just talking at a normal volume. This is a test of the audio from the Rode Wireless Go 2 without a lav microphone plugged in. Just clipped onto my shirt here. Obviously there is no noise reduction in this, so I can't test it with any noise reduction. So this is a test of the Instamic microphone 32-bit float. Once again, just talking at a normal volume in the house, no noise reduction or anything on this. There is also no lav microphone that can be plugged into this. So yeah, I'll let you make your own mind up after hearing all of that, but here are my thoughts after having used these for a couple of weeks. I've got to say, I'm actually really impressed by them. I didn't think I would be. I thought for the price that they were listed at, I thought I would test them and they would be completely inferior to the Rode. But I don't know about you, but when you throw all three of these together, obviously the Instamic is in a league of its own. It has amazing microphones in it. It's designed to be there, but it is also like, one unit of those costs $300. So if you wanted to get two microphones, that'd be $600. So you're going to be paying almost 4 times the amount to have the Instamic, and it's not wireless, and so you can't do it straight onto the camera. But so the fair comparison is going to be between the Hollyland Lark M1 and the Rode Wireless Go 2. To my ears, I actually think that the Hollyland sounds better, certainly with my voice. I think that the Rode is too punchy in the mid-range, and as well as there's a lot more noise in the noise floor, so you get that kind of background noise in the higher frequencies in the Rode that you don't get in the Hollyland. That being said, the Hollyland with the noise reduction turned on sounds terrible. You get that really warpy, like wavy kind of sound as it like compresses the start and the end of each word. And it doesn't sound good. So yeah, I think that if you're going to use these, definitely leave the noise reducer off and add that in post if that's what you want to do, because you get a lot more flexibility with it. But yeah, in terms of like straight out of the box, clipping it on, I actually prefer the Hollyland Lark M1 to the Rode Wireless Go 2, and that surprises me because I thought that the Rode would be better than this was, but it isn't in my mind. So yeah, I guess after all of that, who are each of them for? Like, would I take this Lark M1 and would I go and take it into a professional setting and use it in a wedding or real estate or something like that? The answer is no. I'm not going to take this to a professional setting, and there's a couple of reasons for that. The first is that I can't plug a lav mic into it. Basically, I need to be able to hide these things when I'm putting them on talent, and you can't really do that with, even though it is small, you can't really do that with this sort of unit. And also I want it to be able to record internally, just in case you do lose that connection, especially if you are further away from your talent. It's just not nice to know that you have that backup, which you obviously don't have with this. That being said, Hollyland aren't marketing this to professional filmmakers. They're marketing this to people making YouTube videos or vlogging or making home videos, that sort of thing. And for that, I would say this is basically can't be beaten. So the unit that they've given me, basically that's going to be take a place inside my travel bag and inside my YouTube bag. When I'm basically out of my office making YouTube videos, I'm going to be using the Hollyland system now instead of the Rode Wireless Go system. And that's because it's smaller. It's got the charging case, so I can throw it into the case when I'm not using it, and I know every time I pick it up, it's going to be fully charged. and it sounds better. Like, I can clip this on, I can clip the other one on Casey when we're out, and yeah, I just know that I'm going to get a better straight out of camera sound with this than I am with the Rode Wireless Go. So there you have it, guys. That is my review of the Hollyland Lark M1 microphone system from Hollyland. I hope you guys found it useful. If you do want to pick a set of these up, I'm going to leave a link down below where you can get it from Amazon, as well as a link to all the other equipment that I use in my videos. So if you want to pick anything up, you can find it there. There's pretty much links to anything there, so go have a look. I hope you found the video useful. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, because it definitely does help the channel grow, and it helps me get seen by companies like this so I can bring more products to you, I can test more things, and yeah, hopefully that just helps all of us. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!